All right, people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I bring you greetings in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. About 6 days ago, I made an upload of a new video of another woman who came out to, claim certain things against, make some damning claims against Apostle Chibuzor Gift, the OPM General Pastor, Omega Power Ministries in Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria. Now, I'm so sure that a lot of us have, in one way or the other, come in contact with, the trending video about an alleged baby mama of the OPM General Overseer. Now, this one has nothing to do with that baby mama in the person of Imalbong Loveth Sunday. Now, for some time, the case seemed to have died, even though that I know the last video I uploaded about that case was where Chibuzor was being threatened by Daniel Oshu, that if he fails to honor the court case. So that is how I got to know that the matter is already in court, that he was going to be arrested. So in case you don't know who Daniel Oshu happens to be, Daniel Oshu happens to be the man who interviewed Imalbong and who eventually brought this case out on itself. So I want to, plead with those of you that maybe somehow you don't like listening to my commentaries, so my commentary seems to irritate you. If you have not watched this video, I want to react on, because there is going to be a lot of stop-start in this video. So I just want you to understand ahead of time, so that you know what we're dealing with. If you don't want to listen to what I have to say, just look for the video and watch. Apostle Chibuzor, another woman makes damaging claims. What happens to the children living with him? That is the title of the video. So get it, watch it, and save yourself a lot of trouble, and so that you don't have to come and begin to tell me that I speak too much. All right? Now, so we are going to listen to the woman from the beginning of the whole thing.
You are welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription, and God bless you. Shalom.
Hello. Good morning, good morning, Ms. Blessing. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm fine, thank you, sir.
All right. So it's good to have you here. You have been reaching out all this while for a long time, but you want to speak with me. Let's start by knowing who you are. Just use 2 minutes to introduce yourself. Then I'm gonna give you another 10 minutes to summarize what you want to tell the world. Over to you, please.
Okay, my name is Blessing Omo. I'm very happy for this opportunity because I was really waiting for this day. I want to speak concerning what is going on with little children living with Apostle Chibuzor Gift, the owner of Omega Power Ministry.
Okay, so we have 10 minutes to summarize what you want to let the world know about him.
Okay.
Now, from this point in time, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that Loveth Imalbong also gave a hint about, some of the people living in the house and some children that may have had some experiences with Chibuzor, but she wasn't forthcoming with a lot of, content, So here is the person that, eventually has come out to give details of what allegedly happened or is happening in that enclave, in that house, in that palace, in that golden palace. So I would like you to pay attention, and it will be an honor or a privilege if you will put down your comments in the comment section at the end of this video. And I want to also remind you that if you share, you are helping the activities in the channel. Please like, and also in order to help push the video in the YouTube algorithm. God bless you.
What you want to let the world know about him?
Okay. What happened is that I'm one of the nurses working in his hometown in Okwa East, in the free hospital here in Ohanko.
Okay. So you were staff before?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So what happened is, and by the time I was called to come down to Port Harcourt, that I want to be sent to London to go and forward my work.
You got
So when I came,
further your education or what?
no, the profession, that is to go further.
Okay, he called you.
Yeah, he called me.
Okay.
So I was not close to the phone, but when I got this line, when I came down to Port Harcourt, I went to his place. So I'm going there. I met, because each time I go there, based on maybe things going on in the hospital, trying to inform him, trying to let him know how the work is going. So the children always welcome me as auntie, as also on. So one very fine day, one has to welcome me, telling me that she has something to tell me, auntie. I hope you will not be angry. I said, okay, what is it? He said, where she's living now, she has been raped. I said, what? How raped you? He now said, he's Apostle Chibuzor. They used to call him daddy. I said, what? I heard it. So for the fact that was not why I went to his house. So having finished what I went for based on my papers and all that thing, I left. So I had to call him and said, I would like to see him before I'll go back to work. So he now said, okay, that when he has chance, he will let me know. So on a very fine afternoon, the children were there with other workers. So I was opportune to see him. So on seeing him, he said, I said, there's a child that approached me here when I came to see you. He said, you raped him. You raped her.
You told him this?
Yes.
You told it to him? Okay.
Yes. In his follow. He said, why is she talking like that? Is she the only one? I said, babe, you raped her. He said, but she's not the only one. But no, did you rape her? He said, but she's not the only one. That it happened to one of the mother in the house there. About where some few of them, but they were not talking. So why did she come to report? She's not the only one. So as I was talking,
how old is this child? By if you can go by
he said is I think that was that 13 or 14 out of them. Either 13 or 14. So when we were talking one-on-one, some people were trying to come into his parlor, and I said, if this is true, which means
all right. So my reaction starts properly from this place. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people who have boldness. They don't fear anybody. They can confront whosoever it is, be their bosses, be their pastors, their general overseers, their leaders, their coach, and all that. I know people can be brave, and it is not everybody that can do that. And more so, I know people in the West can, be open about things, to ask questions. Even though that is not too common with us in this part of the world, because number one, we respect so much those that put food on our table, and we fear that if we either say one thing or the other against them, that they might fire us. And also, sometimes some persons can be diabolic. Some persons can be very brutal. They can even go ahead to kill if you get into their private life. So I know that. So I'm not going to, in spite of that, I also know that there are people who are very brave. So I understand that. So I'm not going to question the truth about she, being brave enough or bold enough to ask Chibuzor this question that she said she asked. Now, but one thing I find very strange in this whole thing is that now Chibuzor had done something allegedly, and this is something that is a secret, and I'm sure that anybody who did something like that definitely knows that it is a crime and it is an abomination, and wouldn't want a second ear to hear it. Now, but here is the woman that has allegedly been confessed to by a child that was allegedly molested by an adult, and she goes, with every boldness to confront this adult, and the same adult was like, why is she talking like that? Is she the only one? Now, that makes me look at this whole thing as in, I don't know any man in his right senses that will actually open up like that to somebody that doesn't actually matter so much in his life. Somebody that doesn't hold any form of influence over his life. A man can conceal anything and not things that are not as open as this. Now remember, I know some persons would take up their jargons to write that I am defending Chibuzor. Now in your own sense, in your own right mind, now begin to think, how is it possible that you did something and that thing is a secret? and not that it is, you didn't just, it's not that you did good thing to somebody and the person is announcing it and you're like, oh, why is she trying to make it look like it is a strange thing? No, it is normal. God has blessed me enough. Like Chibuzor do say, now this is something that is terrible, an act that can land him, in jail. And you just approached him and was like, how did you do this? Is it true? And the man just opened up without prompting. And he just telling you, no, but she's not the only one now. I've been doing it to so many others now. I think we should use our sense. Now, you need to follow me if you want to and listen carefully what my opinions are. But on this, I begin to see some red flag about this whole thing that it doesn't add up. But let's go on.
If this is true, which means it's like you are a very bad man and you need to be exposed. So immediately he now cut off the discussion. So when he called me, I think he called me later.
Hold on. You were discussing with him one-on-one.
Yes.
In his parlor?
Yes, his parlor.
Oh, okay.
So he had a phone call and people came in. So immediately the discussion now cut. So as he cut, we did not continue further because he was saying that she's not the very one, this, that, she was bringing statement on this, that. I said, if there's a case, that's very bad with you and you need to be exposed. He said, why is she talking like that? Is she the only one? So immediately someone came into the parlor. The discussion was a kind of...
Now, another thing here, all right? This woman is sounding like a victim. All right, I don't know when and how she was victimized, but I want you to understand that with the kind of relaxed mind that she had in talking to Chibuzor, according to him, about this whole thing, it means that a lot may have been happening between herself and Chibuzor. Now, one other thing that can give a woman this kind of boldness and temerity to talk to a man that is not her husband, not her brother, not her friend, not her age mate, this way is that probably they have climbed the bed together. And you see, once a man, no matter your age, once you climb the bed with another woman, now, whatever respect, whatever honor that she had for you before that time, disappears, it disseminates. Now, it goes away, it filters away. All right. So one other thing that could make her to be that bold to approach Chibuzor without fear and was discussing these things with him, now could also be that they have been in relationship before. Because what we're discussing here now is that she claimed Chibuzor did something to her. And prior to this time, according to her story, nothing has happened until after this time. But I really doubt if any woman, a stranger, an employee of an employer could be this bold. I've said that some persons are. But one thing that can make it very easy and fluent is if they had shared the bed together. Not once, maybe not even twice or thrice. Because she happens to be a frequent visitor to that house. That is why the children got to know her in the first place, that one of them could trust her enough as to tell her what allegedly Apostle Chibuzor has done to her. Now, remember, I'm just taking a position of possibility. I'm not saying that for sure this has happened, but it is a huge possibility that may be what may have given her this kind of access to Chibuzor. And you know that every woman is jealous. And unfortunately, funny enough, women can even be jealous over a man that is not their own, not their husband. And I've heard somebody saying that the man is cheating on me with his wife. The man has a wife and you are the side chick. And you are complaining that the man is cheating on you with his wife.
Discussion was a kind of, we cut off. We didn't continue again. So immediately that week, because I normally have 1 week in and 1 week out, I've gone back to the place. But before I go back, he called me and said he would like to see me in Lagos. So what I said is frightening him. It's giving him scared. He's scared. I said, he would like to see me in Lagos. But of a truth, I never take it as something because I never schedule any Lagos trip with him for any day. So I have to go back. I have to go back to Ohanko, which is Abia State. Yeah, I'm working. So, and 2 weeks later, I was called. He called me on the line on the afternoon hour like this, after work. So I was called and he said, do I still remember that I'm going to Lagos with him? I say, yes, it's true. You make mention of going to Lagos, but I never take it serious. I never take it like anything because I don't have any plan of going to Lagos with you and so on. He said, no, it's serious. So I said, I don't know. I've just taken off my heart. I wave it off. You know, I said, okay, you call me back. I continue with my duty. After a week again, he still called and said how prepared I am, that he's very serious, that I remember what I told him in his parlor, that thing make him scared, that he's so scared, that he wants to open up some things for me, that the Lagos is very important, I should try and come to Lagos. And I said, if I should go to Lagos, what will I tell my people? I'm on duty. He said, I should not worry, that I'm not the one to pay the transport, and he's the one to pay the transport. I said, of the truth, I have not made up my mind going to Lagos. Because after all, I didn't have the cash. He said, I should not bother. Cash is not the problem. He's want to pay the transport. I need to come to Lagos. That is want to open up, but he's scared with the statement I made. I said, okay, fine. So on my off day, when I was going back to Lagos, my phone rang immediately when I entered the bus. When I picked the phone up, it was him. He said he has sent me transport to come to Lagos.
How much?
Because 50,000.
50,000.
Yes.
So if you print your statement of account, can we see that 50,000?
I will check because I normally delete something. I'll check.
If we go to bank, can we see that same day he sent the money? Will he can bank if you print your statement?
Yes. It will reflect in my account.
And one other thing is, look at this now. She hasn't told us that Chibuzor requested for her bank account. And of course, it's not Chibuzor that is paying her salary. If she works in an organization, the organization has, the system that takes care of the staff. And you can see that she is a frequent visitor to that house, coming in and going out. But that is not what I'm looking at. Now, for you to understand that something must have been happening between the two of them, it might not be sexual. I'm not saying that it must be sexual, but for this woman to have the boldness, and Chibuzor had to call her back, that he is afraid of what she said. And Chibuzor eventually told her he sent transport fare without formally asking for her account details. It means that Chibuzor could have been sending money to that account before this time around. If it was that day or within that time that Chibuzor needed to send her money for transportation, and I mean, she had to tell us that, okay, he asked me for my account number. I don't know if somebody is getting me here. So money must have been coming from Chibuzor to that account if ever he sent 50,000 naira for transportation, to Lagos into that account without priorly requesting for that account details. Chibuzor has had her account details, and so that probably may give us some kind of inkling as in why and how she had the boldness, and maybe if Chibuzor even told her that no, she's not the only person. But I doubt that an adult, who knows how women can react, when it comes to the issues of loyalty, even when they don't have a hold to the person, they want to, to be told, oh, you are the only person in my life. You're the only person I sleep with. I cannot do that. Women do that a lot. And men also know how to deceive the woman, into that. Now, one thing you understand is that men are moved by sight and women, are moved by sound. What they hear actually moves them a lot, and what men see, move them a lot. All right. So, that is what you need to take into consideration. That probably something might have been on, or there may be some other things that probably gave Chibuzor access to her account information before this very present day.
Good. That's what I'm asking. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So I was not prepared, and of the truth, my mind does not move me, because what am I going to do? I don't have any business in Lagos.
Did we go to Lagos or not?
Yes, I finally went to Lagos.
So what happened?
Okay, I'm going to Lagos. We talk. So when we were talking,
So you go to Lagos to meet him?
Yes, I went to Lagos to meet his. I'm going to Lagos. It took me to a hotel.
Hotel.
And I said, oh, the Lagos you brought me, is it a hotel? He said, I should not be angry that he has so many houses in Lagos, but he doesn't want to take me to Lagos, to the house. that in the house he has a Lagos, there's someone that is occupying the house, that he has a family in the house. I said, but I can't imagine you bringing me to hotel. I don't understand. Is it a hotel agreement? Do I agree anything bargain with you on going to hotel? Do I agree anything like that? He said, no, I shouldn't take it that way. I said, okay, what was my aim of coming to Lagos? Let me hear from you. He now said the reason is that I missed it.
Now, at this point, I'm not going to say she's lying, that maybe she had this argument with Chibuzor or not. But you tell us, do you think that she actually protested this way? I don't know. I'm not going to call her a liar. I'm just going to look at what she said. Now, remember, I've done other videos on Imaobong, and what I said are very, very clear on that. And you may have heard me say that the girl's story looked more real, very real, because there are so many contents in it. She mentioned people that are still alive, people that can be reached, and her lines never changed. All right, but here we're having some things that are not very, very consistent with the truth. But what I'm asking you now is, do you think that, her mind was not, set on going to Lagos? Eventually she went to Lagos and came to meet him in a hotel and was like, did we bargain of coming to Lagos? Did he tell her where they will meet before? Or is she aware that Chibuzor had houses in Lagos? Now, if they were coming to a place, Lagos, that is not where Chibuzor is based, of course they are going to stay in a house, whether it was hotel or Chibuzor's own apartment. Definitely, they are going to spend time under a roof and together. So the issue of, you never told me we are coming to hotel, is not, whether she told him that or not does not make sense. Definitely, they were going to stay in a house. If Chibuzor took her to his house that he had in Lagos, allegedly, now definitely he will not put her in the same place where his alleged, relations are staying. She will have to stay in a secluded place. And Chibuzor definitely will have his own room in that house. So let's think on that. And
he now said the reason is that I made statement in this house that he's scared, he's frightened of the truth. He has been a depressed man, but his member was seeing him lavishing money, doing this, doing that, helping people, but they don't know that inside him that he's dying. Meaning what? He said the reason is that I confronted him on behalf of a child that reported to me that his child was raped. He said yes, it's of a truth that she's not the only one. That from yes. Sorry?
Okay, listen. Whatever you're saying here, if it's a lie, I'm going to use it against you. Okay?
No. Of all is truth, no one is lie.
Okay, good. I just want to caution you, but go ahead.
Yes, no one is lie. So he now said that the child is not the only one that he has done such thing in the house. That he has lived from 9 years upward. I said, what?
Oh my God.
From 9 years upward in the house. He says some have aborted pregnancy for him, the ones he wants. Some have given birth to him. Some are still carrying pregnancies. I said, what? Is it what you're doing as a man of God? He said, yes. That you have to go into this because of what? The wife did not give him 2 or 3 child. The child gave him, but the wife gave him only 1 child. That the daughter he has, Princess, is not the only child he has. That he has children in 58 countries in this world. I said, what?
Hold on. Why is he telling you this? Why did he confide in you to tell you this?
Yes.
Now, that is the same question that you need to ask. Why was he telling her these things? Because no man in his own right senses would spill this kind of dirty secrets to a woman that is a stranger, even though that I've said that there could have been some kind of coming together between the two of them. And, you can only tell this to somebody that has influenced your life and somebody you can trust with your life. Somebody somebody you have a lot of respect for. Somebody that has a whole lot of influence over your soul. That is the person you can tell this kind of a thing. Now, I'm not here to say that Chibuzor did not tell her or maybe he told her. But you need to also ask yourself, is it really possible? Now, put yourself in the equation. Now, you didn't rape anybody, but maybe you even told a lie. You told a lie to a person and somebody comes to ask you why that thing. This person said you lied to him. And you're like, is it the only person I will be lying to? Even you. Have I not lied to you before? I've lied to Mr. A. I've lied to Mr. B before. Why is it? No. It looks somehow. But we just need to, look at it very critically and see, there is a way our mind and brain should function. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that he is lying, but when you put 1 + 1 together, you may come out with maybe a brilliant answer to yourself.
Yes, because I told him that this type of thing you're doing is very bad, that you need to be exposed.
Telling him already that he needs to be exposed or that he will be exposed is enough reason for Chibuzor to be careful. Is not what was supposed to make him now begin to talk. Now he started singing like a parrot, things that nobody knew. Now you are threatening a person that you are going to expose the person, and now the person is arming you with more ammunition to destroy him. I mean, it is strange. To me, it is quite strange. Well, to you, it might be normal. To you, it might be, one of those things. But I don't actually fancy things like this.
Very bad, that you need to be exposed. So he was scared of that statement. That was why he had to bring it down. He said, why he's telling me is that he doesn't want me to go out and tell people for what that child told me. He has to open it up so that I can see where to help him. I said, and what am I going to help you? He said, he seemed like a kind someone that can be able to help me and put him through. I said, but I shouldn't be the one. Your wife is there. Your sister is there. Your church member is there. He said, no, I should forget about church member. That church member does not know what he's doing. I said, okay, in this case, what do we do for you to stop to break these children? Because personally, I would advise you, go back to your wife. She is your wife. You marry her. She's not the one that married you. Bring back her and tell her things you want so that you can stop this thing, because you are destroying souls. You're destroying children. He said the wife is not in good time with him. I said, okay, who is going to do this for you? Okay, meet your sisters. You have sisters. He said, no, he can't expose himself to his sisters. What do we do?
All right. Now, starting from the fact that he said he's not in good terms with his wife, that was obvious in the previous videos that we covered. It was there. It was, even though that nobody said it openly, but the body language of the woman and them living apart and all that, it is there. Even Lovett also made allusion to the fact that she was trying to influence him to bring the woman back. And several times Chibuzor will say that the woman was not interested in coming back home. So yes, that was there. Now, but then the depression of the woman having only a child, a girl child for him. Well, Igbo people, are very, very. I'm an Igbo man, so there is this thing about us. We crave for male children that will continue the lineage, and not to talk about a man that is as rich as Chibuzor is. Now, but what really will push him to want to have more children when he already has children in 58 countries of the world? Now, we'll get to that after this. But there's something I'm asking. Chibuzor doesn't trust his family members enough to tell them this secret, and doesn't trust even the closest people in the church to tell them this secret. But Chibuzor could trust a woman, and I am sure that at that point in time, this woman was younger than her age. Now, I don't know her age. And so this probably may have happened maybe 5 years ago or more or less. Now, so he could trust a younger woman like this to expose herself, who happens to be a stranger. I mean, a stranger in the sense that she has no blood tie with him. And she would be the easiest person that could be prompted, and she could open up and spill the beans. And remember, I said, how can a man who has been told to his face that if this is what you are doing, if you did this to that child, when she only knew about one, that you need to be exposed? Now, why would he now go ahead to tell her every other thing that she said Chibuzor told her in this video, that he has even, violated as little as children of 9 years old? Some the babies were removed, and some that he wanted to retain, he retained them. But now listen to what she went ahead to say. Okay, so I'll be ending it here in part 1. The part 2 will come up immediately after this. I don't want it to be too long, because if I should leave it, it's over 1 hour. So this is part 1. In part 2, we'll finish what we started in part 1. Please, for a better understanding, you need to watch part 2. If you have not watched part 2 and you are here in part 1, it's better you didn't watch this part 1. All right, I'll be seeing you in the next one. I'll be seeing you in part 2. Till then, I remain your brother in the Lord, and from me to you, Shalom.